Hi, welcome to Directus QuickStart. In today's session, we will learn about how we can set up the email gateway service with our Directus project. So first, we will set up our Directus project with QuickStart, then setting up our project domain with external email gateway service such as Brevo. Process would be more and like same for any other email gateway service of your choice. Then we will send emails from our extension code as well as we will send emails from our Directus flow. To summarize, it would be like simple 3 steps. First step, setting up the SMTP configuration in our Directus environment file. Second step is utilizing the mail service for sending emails from our extension code like this. And third step would be creating and utilizing common types of email templates for our project and passing on variables from our extension code to templates like this. So in a real world example, it would be like sending the user onboarding emails to users, or in e-commerce case, it would be like sending the order details email by using the template. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, let's install Directus. Simply search for Directus QuickStart. Open up this GitHub repository. So this is the Directus project with extensions QuickStart. This repository contains everything you need to get started on development with Directus. So simply download this zip or clone this on your local machine and open this in VS Code. So it will look like this. Now simply open the terminal, run the command bash script quickstart.sh. So this script will do all the scaffolding work for you, like installing the Node.js packages and running the Directus. So copy this URL, open it in your browser, and that's it, your Directus is running. So simply log into it as admin@admin.com, password is admin123. So here is some with some sample data as well. So let's get started. Okay, so now let's set up our email configuration with our live project. So this is one of my live project, like mybiodata.link, and this project has been set up with our Directus project QuickStart. So first we will set up our email gateway service. So I'm using Brevo for this, and you can use any email gateway service for this. More and like process would be same. Okay, once you log in, you have to go to sender, domain and dedicated IP settings. From here, first we have to verify our domain. So we will add a domain, and domain is okay. So next step is verify the ownership of this domain. So either you can do this automatically or you can do this manually. For learning purposes, I will do this manually so that you can do this step for any of your DNS provider like GoDaddy. So authenticate manually. Now it will show me some record. So there will be specifically 3 records. First record would be the verification code. So it would be a text record with value as @1 and content like this. So what I will do, I will copy this, I will come to my Cloudflare, I will add the record. So this will be the text record, I will this, and this verification is done. So I will simply save this. Now, second would be the DKIM record. So I will simply copy this text record, name would be this one, and I will copy this value. I will save this. And third record is DMARC record. So I will simply copy this. And also I will copy the value. Save this. So cross-verify that you have added the records correctly, and once you confirm with this, simply click on authenticate this email domain. And yes, our domain is successfully authenticated. Now, next step is setting up our email senders. So, going to the same sender domain and dedicated IP, we now set up our sender. So, I have already added some sender for my other domains. Now, I will add sender for this particular project. So, I will add a sender. Sender is notifications, and we will set up like notifications and my data link, and I will save this sender. Once I save this sender, now I need the SMTP configuration setting for setting up this in Directus and normal. So simply go into menu, and here you can see SMTP and API settings. Here it will show you the SMTP settings which will be used for your projects. Now I will create new SMTP key for my new domain. So I will generate a key. I will click on generate. So this will show me the SMTP key. So I have copied this. And that's it. So now it is showing me the settings like this one, login settings. So I will copy those settings over here. I called this one SMTP server, this one, and I am from email. Notifications at my biodata.link. So now we have configured our domain with Brevo email gateway service. Next step is we will configure our .env file for SMTP settings. So let's open our project. Within our project, open the .env file, and as you can see, there are already some settings. So let's comment out those email settings, and let's start our configuration. So first thing, we have to tell Directus to use SMTP for sending the emails. So let's specify SMTP. Next step is to specify the default from email. So as you can see, this is default to no reply, we will set up our default email, which we have already set in Brevo. Notification at. Next step is setting up the email SMTP host. So this host is this one we got from our email gateway. Next is SMTP configuration. So let's paste that over here. Let's say email is true, pool is true. Now for production use, always use secure SMTP. So it will be 465 port. If SMTP secure true, then ignore TLS false. And for development, or if in case you are facing any issues for connecting or SSL, you can use the 587 port like this. But always use production only. Next step is specifying the username and password. So this user is our login email which you got from our email gateway service, and SMTP password is our SMTP key. So that's it. Now we have configured our .env file. Next step is we will send our first test email from our extension. Now let's send email from our extension code. So within our Directus QuickStart project, there is already a folder called source extensions. Within that there is bundle extension. So bundle is a special kind of extension in Directus where you can combine or package multiple extensions into a single one. Okay, so let's create our fresh endpoint for sending the test email. So cd source of extensions, then my bundle, run the command npm run add. Now choose the extension type as endpoint. We will name it as my test API. Select JavaScript. It will take a couple of seconds. Yes. So as you can see, for my test API endpoint is ready. It has a default method, get method of hello world. Okay. Now let's create our send test email method. It will be async. Now Directus provides us some inbuilt services. From that we will be utilizing the mail service. So let's declare our mail service on top of all the functions so that we can use this in all our API endpoints like this. So now in our method, let's create our instance. We have to pass the schema as we are using the API endpoints. Schema is in request. Now let's specify our mail options. For testing, I will enter my old email address. Subject as test email, and we'll pass HTML as hello from Mars. Now let's store our SMTP response for debugging purposes. So let's call this mail send method, mail service dot send, pass on the mail options. Yes. Now send this response to browser for debugging purposes. Yes, so that's it. We have created our API endpoint called myTestAPI. Within that, we have created the method send test email. So let's save this. Open new terminal. We need to run this command from root of the project, like bash script QuickStart. This script will build our extension and place the build into the extensions folder. Okay, so now our Directus is running on 8055. So let's fire up the browser. So our endpoint is my test API, and within that send test. So as you can see, email has been sent successfully. Let's check our emails. Yes, as you can see, this is the test email. Hello from Mars. Now, let me send email from email templates. For this, we will follow the Directus guide with dynamic values. Create an email template with dynamic values. So for sending the template email, we have to create our base template first. Okay, so simply copy this code, open your project, create templates directory on root of folder project. Now create a new file, my custom base dot liquid. Okay, now paste the code. Okay, so this is our, let's say, base layout. You can create multiple layouts. It's simple like the templates of HTML templates. Okay, now this is the base template, and we will extend this base template and invoke or insert our content and header and footer. Okay, now let's create our template. Now this will be our actual email template. My template dot liquid. Okay, so simply now the next step, as you can see, it wants you to copy, extend this template. Copy this, paste it. Now the name should, this name, my custom base, should match with your base template name, my custom base. So keep in mind that. Okay, so in content here. Okay, now in our extensions, in test API, we will create new endpoint for our template extension. So send template test email. It will be async request response. Just like above, we will create instance of our mail service like this. Now we will prepare our mail options. For testing, I will still specify my own email address. Subject test email from template, and now we have to specify the template. So how we can specify? We will simply pass on the template like this. So name. So template name is your practically the file name of that template. So it's my template. Okay. So this is how you will create and pass on the template. Now we will pass some data or variables to template. So let's say data, and I will pass it as name, Amit. Okay. So now this is the data and name is, let's say we call it as username. Okay. So in our template, we'll put on heading like this, and I will pass our template variable like this. So this username should match with the data variable which we are passing. Okay. So next thing is we will send the email. Wait. Oh, sorry. I have written mail service. Mail options. Now return, respond, send. Yes. So this is it. We have created our template and we are passing data to the template like this. So now let's restart our project with bash script QuickStart. Okay, now our project is running at this URL. So let's open the browser. Here it was running. Okay, let's my test API and send template test email. Enter, and as you can see, mail has been sent successfully. Let's open our email. I think we need to refresh it. Okay, so we have received the mail, test email from template, and as you can see, the username variable is correctly inserted into our template. Okay, now we will send email from our Directus flows. As our Directus instance is already running, let's open the Directus. So in this live project, there are several collections. Specifically, we will see app users collection. So here there are multiple users with the email addresses. So what I want is, I want to select the users and send the welcome email. So how we will do that? Let's go to settings and flows. So we will first create the simple flow of sending the email. And this flow will be triggered by another flow. And why is that? We will see it soon. Send email flow, and this flow will be triggered by another flow. And they will be sending the information to this flow. And let's save it up. Okay. Now let's click on plus and send email. So here we will be receiving the email like this. We will have our subject like this. and we will call our template by selecting type as template and specifying the name of template as we created earlier, my template. And from here we can send data or variables to our template. So let's pass username and it should be the name of the users. Okay, so our send email flow is created. Now this flow need to be triggered by another flow. So we will create another flow. Here we will select app users and send email flow. Click on next. We will trigger this manually from app users page. We will also want the confirmation dialog and save this. Next step is, as we might be getting array from that collection, so we will get the array, then we will read the information from database. So select the collection app users, IDs will be last body is, and save it. So flow will be triggered manually, then we will read users information from app users, and then we will call the send email flow. So we will trigger the flow, we will select send email flow, and we will pass all the information to this flow. And let's save this. So now let's test our flow. In content, I will select the user, and now I will trigger this flow. So flow has been triggered. Let's see if it's working or not. Let's go to flows. Here select app users and send email. You can also see in the logs the flow has been triggered manually and we have received keys in this payload. Then we are reading the data from app users like this, and now we will be sending this data to our send email flow like this. So this email and name will be specifically used in our send email flow. So once we go to this send email, and if you see the log, this payload we have been received and email has been sent successfully. So let's check our email inbox. So as you can see, we have received the email, welcome to flows, and it has also inserted our variables into template automatically. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know feedback for this. Also, if you have any doubts, let me know in the comments. I will try to answer that. Thank you.